Earlier in this workshop, we mentioned that what we refer to as practice-based interventions. Let's go back and look at that Venn diagram again. The interventions that we have been looking at up to this point have had a strong research base. Some kinds of interventions, such as those behavioral interventions that have goals and outcomes that are easily measured, are more tempting to many researchers. Interventions that are more global, that have outcomes that are more nebulous, or that are almost always accompanied by other strategies, are harder to measure. It's much more difficult to design clean research to measures of social thinking or sensory-based practices than it is to design clean research to measure the percentage of correct responses to questions such as, what color is this circle? There are numerous challenges to drawing conclusions across the various studies included in the MAGI report. One of these has to do with the dates of the literature review. The reviews used different beginning and end dates to determine what research studies were included. For example, a later beginning date may have excluded earlier research on a specific intervention. That is, research that was concluded prior to the beginning of the study. On the other hand, an earlier end date may have excluded more research findings that are more recent. All of the research reviews cited by the MAGI were completed prior to 2012. There has been more recent research on some interventions that we will refer to as practice-based interventions. The American Speech Language and Hearing Association, ASHA, defines evidence-based practices as, and I quote, the integration of A, clinical expertise or expert opinion, B, external scientific evidence, and C, client, patient, caregiver perspectives to provide high-quality services reflecting the interests, values, needs, and choices of the individuals we serve. End of quotes. But ASHA goes on to state, quote, because evidence-based practice is client, patient, family-centered, a clinician's task is to interpret best current evidence from systematic research in relation to an individual client or patient, including that individual's preferences, environment, culture, and values regarding health and well-being. End of quotes. And remember that professional expertise is a primary component of determining evidence-based practice. The developers of this workshop have advanced degrees in special education and related fields, as well as a combined total of 85 years of experience in working with students on the autism spectrum. 2 of the 3 of us also have adult children who are on the spectrum and whom we have raised since childhood. While we respect research, we also want to present a couple of interventions that don't have as much hard research support as perhaps some others do, but which, in our experience and training, tell us can be highly effective with a good number of students.